welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.
Welcome home. I'm Mike Redman. I'm going to work you through what you need to know to get through the Security Plus 401 exam. This is going to be a multi-part series, going to break it up into tiny little chunks for you to make sure that you have everything you need to go tackle the CompTIA Security Plus exam. We'll walk through understanding core security goals, basic risk concepts, authentication concepts, comparing authentication services, and walking through some RAS clients. So let's get started, all right? So, understanding the core security goals, fairly simple. You've heard it before, I'll give it to you again. Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Why do we do it? To keep the people and assets, otherwise known as data, safe. Some of the things that we deal with when dealing with confidentiality, we're going to talk about some encryption, access control, steganography, availability, redundancy, fault tolerance, and patching, and integrity. Handling the hash, not that kind of hash. So digital certificates, non-repudiation, and how we do that. We're going to walk through the entire thing. That is the core of everything we do in cybersecurity. It's important that we understand that this is all like a cake. It's layered on top of each other. You'll know it as defense in depth. Pretty important for the test. And a little test taking tip for you. What is the hardest layer to implement and manage? People, because inherently people are just not that bright. So what are all these layers? You know, things like permissions and network infrastructure and perimeter and physical security, it's all in there. The whole idea to defense in depth is to make sure that if one control fails, that it does not give up the keys to the kingdom. That's why you build a castle, you dig a moat, you put a big door, so if one of them gives down, then you have another one to protect the family jewels. So, what are some of the categories that we deal with security controls? You need to know these. You are going to be tested later. Physical controls, managerial controls, and technical controls. Physical controls, things like fencing and locks, managerial controls, escape drills and risk assessments. Technical controls, firewalls and ACLs and biometrics. We're going to talk in depth about all of these things in other modules. Layered on top of the categories of controls are the types of controls. Say it with me: directive, preventative, deterrent, detective, corrective, and recovery. One more time: directive, preventative, deterrent, detective, corrective, and recovery. You need to know and understand each one of these. I'll walk you through them. Directive controls. These are often called the administrative controls, or you can associate it with the acceptable use policy that you sign. Preventative controls, it's there to do exactly that, to prevent bad things from happening. Things like physical controls and administrative controls and some technical measures all fall into the category of a preventative control. Deterrent controls, warning signs, stop, don't do that, or big warnings that if you do, you're going to pay some consequence for it. Detective controls have nothing to do with stopping it, has everything to do to let you know that it has happened. Corrective controls, those are ones that are there to take the place when unwanted events happen. They kind of kick in automatically, some of them. Recovery controls, once an incident happens, we kick the recovery controls in to make sure to minimize the overall damage. And that does it for understanding the core security goals. Like I said, we're going to do this all the way to the end to make sure that you have everything you need to pass the CompTIA Security Plus exam. For more of these little quick hits, leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe, pass it around to all your friends. I'm going to keep doing it as long as you keep wanting it. That's what it comes down to. And remember, hey, visualize success, you will succeed. I'll see you next time.
Hit 'em with a dough. Now let me welcome everybody to the Wild Wild West.